Okay, this is part 2 of the Ford Transit starter motor video. What we're going to do now is put the drive back in. What I thought I'd show you first is show you the old drive and really show you what it's doing. It's slipping both ways. If you look at that cog, it's turning one way and the other one, and when you feel it, it's very, very slack. And this is usually an indication that it's faulty. Whereas if we show you the new one, my colleague will get it out. It's stiff and it will turn one way and not the other, and that's obviously the indication of a good drive, which it should be because it's brand new. Right, what we do now, and if you look at the shaft, it's quite dirty and dusty, and what we're going to do is use some WD-40 just to wipe that clean. Now, a lot of people think that this should be greased, and to be honest, it would be the worst thing you could do. They need to be completely dry, because what happens is all the clutch dust would stick to the grease and then clog it back up again. So just wipe it with WD and then dry it, and then stick the drive back over the shaft like that, and it will locate on the splines. Then get the horseshoe clip that we talked about earlier and then put that over, and then what we usually do is do it on the back of a vise and then just tap it down. And it just locates back into the slot, and this stops the drive coming off the end of the shaft. Okay, it's proving to be a bit tricky, so what we'll do is we'll grip it into the vise, just squeeze it up. That's it. Put the fork back on, and if you see, that's the way it needs to go, with a flat surface forward, and it clips onto the two little locating pips on the drive, and that's it. And then just move it up and down just to make sure it's free. That's it. That's all we need to do. Right, now we need to get the nose cone back in position, and what we're going to do is now put that drive in, locate back in the fork, sits in the little recess. If I just move forward, and then it just locates in there like that. Then we'll put the rubber grommet back in, the rubber boot. This holds the fork securely. And then what we do is just get some general grease. That's all you need, just general grease, and then just re-grease the cogs and the outer cog, and then place the 4 cogs back in, and they just sit basically over. And you can maybe just add a little bit more grease onto them cogs if you want, because obviously that's running metal on metal and it just stops it wearing. Put the plate back in, which locates on 2 little pips. You can't really go wrong with that. Once that's in position, we now put the main body, and it's got a spline on the end of the armature. I'll just show that, and that locates in with your pip, in with your cogs in on the drive. And there's a little opening on the front which just locates onto that grommet, and then you're ready to put the through bolts back in. Just tighten them up a little bit each side. Don't just tighten one up really tight, because you can break the back bracket. Just do one at a time, even down, nice and tight, and then that's that done. Now to put the static cog back in, which is quite simple. As you see, it's got a little groove there, and that just fits over the drive. And then obviously we're going to run the shaft straight through from the front to the back. Clean that shaft up again, because obviously that would be all mucky from before. Just run the shaft in with the groove side furthest out, so you're going to leave it so the groove is furthest away from the drive, and then that allows you then to put the little locating dowel back in. Locate it in the hole, and then this is a tight fit, so it needs to be tapped down. It won't just slide in. You need to just get it in the hole, and then get your punch, and then just punch it down so it securely fits. So quite important to make sure you get this right, because obviously you don't want that cog flying out when it's being fitted back on your van. Okay, and then just make sure that both them drives go up and down properly. They should slide up and down freely. Shouldn't be any sort of any sticking at all. If you can see that, it's nice and free. That's it. And what we're going to do now is locate the solenoid back on. Now, if you look at that solenoid, you can see that one of the main studs has got a little link that goes to a solder point. That's the one that has to go at the bottom where your coil lead will attach. So just pull the drive forward and then just place the fork and plunger together, and that should locate. And then pull the solenoid back and you'll know it's on there because it'll be pulling the drive. And we're just going to bolt the solenoid back up. Just work both these bolts in just gently first of all, and then get them nice and tight. Because with transit vans there's quite a bit of vibration, so everything needs to be fairly secure. And then put the tag back on the back there with your 8mm nut. There's usually a shake proof or spring washer that has to go on as well. Tighten that up. And that's basically it. You've done. Thank you very much for watching.